are golden, guys.
Fantastic.
All right, who do we have here? Who's who? Who are you guys?
I am
Rob England here in McKinleyville, California, known as Wrestling Card King all over the message boards, whether it be Blowout, Net 54, or the Collector's Universe with PSA. So,
and you are the king, sir. That's for sure. Who else we got?
I am Zahn Mourning from Wrestling with Cards on YouTube, and you can check me out on like every social media platform, Zahn Mourning.
Yes, you were on. How do you maintain that, man? That's impressive. How do you maintain all those?
Just trying to constantly get eyeballs and spread the word of how awesome wrestling cards are.
But you cover more than just wrestling, though. You cover a lot of
stuff.
Yeah.
I've collected literally everything. I'm looking at records that I flip. I got Magic the Gathering cards. I'm really big into the Baseball Project 2020 stuff. I'm just flipping whatever I can flip to keep what I want to keep without, breaking the bank.
Do you flip to fund what you really want to keep?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I think
so. Well, some people don't. Some people are really irresponsible with their money, and they just go out and buy blaster boxes, and then wonder why they're broke and don't have anything to show for it.
With that WWE card game, which of course we'll talk about too today. I that's what I used to do. I used to play the game. I had to learn to play the game because I was going to sell it. People were taking advantage of me because I didn't know what cards were powerful and what did what kind of things. So they took advantage of me, and I treated them like trading cards at the time in the early 2000s. Girls always sold better than boys. So
yep.
I would get more money for a Tori Wilson than I would for a John Cena kind of thing. So I didn't know what to sell them for, but then I had the creator of the game taught me how to play the game. Like, oh, these bastards are taking advantage of me. So I was building up my inventory to sell, but also to play. And then I got to a point where like, you know what? I don't want to play anymore. I'm just strictly a seller now. So I was just buying to sell.
Yep.
And I'm going to be in that mode, getting back into wrestling cards now. Although I did get my cool stuff from Gypsy, what's his name? Gypsy Oaks today. So I got these cool cards today from Gypsy Oaks. And I'm definitely going to be keeping some of these. I love these. And but I'm going to be probably getting back into that's why I want to get in the grading thing after our last conversation with you and David. I had a great talk about wanting me to get back into doing some grading now. So I'm excited about that. David's on right now. Chuckster's on watching right now. Gaddafi, I think his name is Gaddafi Hart's watching us right now. But today we're going to be talking about rookie cards, and I'm going to be honest, I'm inspired about rookie cards, talking about it because I watched your video there.
Thank you.
And it's something that I know that David Porto, my partner, and I were talking about doing at some point in time. It's a conversation that's going to come up inevitably. But I thought, damn it, he beat me to it. But here we are, and it's just a lot of, it gets brought up a lot. I follow a guy on Twitter. I don't know his name, and I'm going to look him up, but he posts everything about like, hey, this is my such and such rookie card. This is my such and such rookie card. And like half of them, for me, on a personal level, looking at gaming cards and things like that, I'm like, that's not a rookie card to me, man. It just isn't.
So what is a rookie card to you, Tony, then?
I kind of go by, and we posted it back in 2011. We posted on the WTC boards. There's a discussion going on there about rookie cards. And we basically kind of just lifted the information from Beckett and went by Beckett's definition of rookie cards. Now, do I want to go as far as saying like extended rookie cards and slapping an X TCR, whatever they call it? No, I don't think so. But it's wrestling is so different. It's hard to really kind of put what's a real rookie card. And I have some examples that we'll go through as well, like characters and this and that and gaming and all this like that. I think it's just the first widely released product, pack pulled, non-autograph, non-chase, non-event use card.
So when you say widely released, would that be, so would that have to be a national?
I would think so, a national, because a lot of guys like to use the pro wrestling the wrestling all-stars as, those are rookie cards. But let's be honest, they didn't come in packs; they came in team sets. And they were for a magazine order only, which automatically disqualifies it from rookie consideration that you had to order from a magazine. And then you have like the Chromie cards or those those board game cards everybody's talking about now, like was it Cardinal cards?
Yes. 97 Cardinal.
It's a freaking board game. It's automatically disqualified. but
I'm with you on the pack pulled stuff though. That's it for me too. Widely released set available in packs. That's it.
But I can understand, like, then you have to go like, well, what's widely released? We have a lot of fucking cards in Japan that are widely released, and there's rookies in there too, right?
Or Wonderama. Was that a national
Wonderama.
release or is that a regional?
Yeah, that's a good question.
But that was a regional release though, wasn't it? That wasn't widely released.
I would tend to think so.
Yeah, it was a regional release.
And it's
even though they come in packs, you know, and now, you know, things are released nationally, you know, due to the internet and all that. But back then it was not. But I'm in the camp where wrestling is going to be different than the other sports, you know, as far as the designation. And maybe that's the technical designation, but frankly, to me, it doesn't matter. You know,
I agree with that too. I mean, I think David Pack says it best like that. Basically, you
buy them all.
Just buy them all. Get them all. Just get them all. And I agree with that.
This was a conversation on Blowout, and you know, one person had posted, and I think it was Blowout themselves, and they said it was a national release, you know, issued in packs, and my response is then what is Andre the Giant's rookie card? And I just left it there. So start going back, you know, he has a 1972 Gong Bromide, which is more of a paper card, and it's a cutout from a magazine. Of course, he has the 73 Annual. He has the 74 Yamakatsus that were pack issued in Japan. He had others in 1978, some Amada mini cards. He had some more postcard size cards. He had the other USA release of the paper issue card. You had.
But how are all those? The question is, how were all those released?
Yeah, but the whole point is he had about 20 cards or so, more than that, and then 85 Tops skipped Andre, and
which
so
we talked about only in stickers.
But then in 87 he had his first base card. So are we really going to say Andre the Giant's rookie card is a 1987 Tops? And there were 25, 30 cards released prior to that. And, you know, 87, he died in 93. So
we have someone named Carl on Facebook says, I think using the term rookie card is problematic. Instead of saying rookie card, maybe we should start using first card.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said on my video when I compared, I don't know how familiar you guys are with baseball product, but you always have the Bowman first. And some people consider that as a rookie card, but then you also have the rookie card within the Bowman set. So it's the first card in the Bowman set, so they consider that rookie, but then Topps flagship is actually viewed as the main rookie card by like everybody in baseball. So it's kind of a mess with wrestling too. I look at a lot of the wrestling stuff, like even if we all three here could agree on what is an actual rookie card. We'll use your Andre, for example. Let's say his 87 is his rookie card. I compare that to modern stuff like, like Luka Doncic base prism card. Okay, so maybe that's the rookie card everybody wants. But if you start looking at all these other Luka cards or Zion or whoever in the sports world, you can see there's a lot more value in these lesser released things that aren't rookie cards, but they may be before his official rookie card. They may be serial numbered and kind of reverse engineering wrestling cards. That's kind of how I look at stuff like the paper Andre stuff you were talking about, Wrestling All-Stars. A lot shorter print and not as many of them out there, more grading sensitive. The cards are harder to get high grades and stuff like that. So that's my opinion. Like, we could agree on what is a rookie card, but ultimately I think these weird oddball stuff, and as the market's dictating, look at the Rock 1997 Cardinal card. That thing is skyrocketing right now. It's considered by some rookie cards, but many by not. But it's the one driving the market because it's harder to find.
Yeah, it's similar to, like, let's talk about this right here then. I mean, this is a good example right here then.
Excellent example. I can break down all three of those. I would say that middle card, the Stunning Steve Austin that was available in packs, that would be what I would consider his rookie card. The one to the left would be the Chromie gaming card. That would be like what I would say is his Bowman first card. So that's the first ever card that he appeared on. Whether or not it's a rookie card, who knows? And then the other one is his first appearance as Stone Cold Steve Austin in a WWF product card. There were a few magazine cards I think he was in, and
He
maybe
had a 1993 magazine card.
Yeah,
Well.
yeah,
as well.
that too. I've got that up on the shelf too. That one hardly ever surfaces, but I love that card too. But then again, do we consider magazine cards straight? You know, I don't know.
But I think a lot of people would look at a Tiger Woods SI for Kids as his rookie card.
Correct. Even no matter how much Upper Deck wanted to push it down our throats at that.
So that's a magazine card.
My partner says, I think there is some confusion with the idea that rookie card means value, and that is obviously not true.
No, absolutely not.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Because that's just like what I was saying. There's a lot of rookie cards out there that aren't worth as much as like a serial numbered parallel limited to 5 or whatever. You know what I mean?
What else we got here?
But I think wrestling's just different. You know, if you're a star in a mainstream sport, you know, if they miss you one year, it tends to be an annual release. They catch you the next year. Wrestling had so many gaps of nothing.
Yeah.
And typically with sports too, because you're gonna have multiple manufacturers putting out product at the time too. So that plays into well. And usually when you have a wrestling product, so like one person has that license, and that's it. Only one company's putting that stuff out.
Yeah, and Topps has ruined that now.
Yes, I agree. Here's another example I prepared for us as well. It's like that too. So, I mean, this is the money card right there, is it not?
Yeah, it is. 100%.
Absolutely the money card, but I'm going to make a little plug for the 1981 Poppy figure card, because that card's impossible to find. Most hardcore collectors can't, find it.
I think it depends. I think like people like us, like we're looking at the what's more rare, what's more scarce, what's harder to find, what's cooler. And
I have no problems as far as, Poppy came out in 1981, so it's like a first appearance. If people want to call that an XRC, it's from Japan, all that. I'm fine with that. I wouldn't disagree.
I think maybe the rookie card label is just a little bit easier for people who are been doing regular baseball, basketball, football, hockey, whatever. Maybe just a little bit easier for them to get an entryway. Like, for example, the 85 Hogan you've got up there. Mm-hmm. That thing is starting to pick up in value, but I've seen a lot of people who don't normally talk about wrestling cards talking about that card as the Hogan rookie. So people are like, okay, well, let's all go get that one. And they're just unaware. But hey, whatever it takes to get people into the space.
But by most traditional definitions, that is the rookie card.
Correct. I agree.
Yes.
It's what's going on here? Sorry. Yeah. Which brings up some of these aren't even like paper ones. That becomes an issue too, though. I think some people call it not even really a card.
Yeah, that Hogan. Let's see. I don't remember what it is. The one in the top right corner with the name down the side.
Uh-huh.
I had a Ric Flair one like that, and it's out of a Japanese magazine, but it's actually about the size of a stamp. It's very tiny.
Well, these are larger. These are the 81 wrestling superstars from the magazine. That one is.
You're talking about two different things. So.
Correct. Oh, okay.
Okay. So the one with the yellow robe and it has Hogan down the side, that's a 1982 BBM Shaw, and it is.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I had a Ric Flair one just like that. I actually sold not too long ago.
Yes, and then the 1981 is an oversize from a U.S. magazine. So.
Then you get into stuff where people want to talk about different characters with wrestling. That's the problem with characters.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There you go. Prime example. And then if you want to slide in between, which you don't have packaged, is when he was here we go with a 97 Cardinal set again.
We're playing Diesel.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's his first appearance for Glenn Jacobs here?
Yeah. As far as
personally, I like to collect the first appearance.
Yeah.
A trading card size. I'm not as interested in, the 5x7s, being the quote rookie card.
So you're looking for something that's typically in that 2.5 by 3.5 size.
2.5 by 3.5 size.
Yep.
First appearance. And I do like to get the mainstream release too, because usually those are, pretty simple to acquire.
Agreed.
But I'm definitely going to try to get the first appearance as well.
Gotcha.
So like David Peck says, collect them all.
Collect them all, man. I that's the best motto ever, man.
Yep, I agree. Except for the modern tops, don't buy them.
Yeah, except for the modern tops. What else we got here to share here? So as we get into the modern stuff, because there's so much of these older guys that have a lot of old magazine cards, regional stuff, and international stuff. But when it comes to the newer product, it's basically only one game in town now. I mean, really,
Correct.
it's tops. So when you get stuff like that, I got this from Chuckster, sent this to me, which was nice. When we have stuff like, where am I at? I don't even know where I'm at right now. When we have stuff like newer stuff, like Asuka, no, I pronounced your name. Same year, 2 different releases, both slab rookies. Tops decided to go ahead and slab things rookies now.
Yeah, the only thing I can say about this is kind of looking at baseball. So the one on our left, the Raw release with her mask on, has the RC. Yeah, has the RC logo. Generally, that's what's considered in baseball the rookie card. Now, the one on the right that has the rookie logo, I remember, and even to this day, the King Griffey that was the rookie like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Didn't bring as much as some of the other rookies. And a lot of people don't even consider that a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, even though it's just the exact same design as this. So that's just something interesting parallel there between baseball and wrestling.
Yes. The other one would be this one now. 3 different releases, all of them with a rookie slab on it. And I put these in order by release, by the way, too. So that's the oldest when they were actually released.
And I'm not as familiar, admittedly, with the new stuff. Is the one on the far left and far right, are they from the same year?
They're all from the same year.
Okay.
Each one of those, so I think all of the first ones were all from 2017 or 18, I believe. And then these ones are all from 2000. These are all 2017, I think.
So I'm just speaking from what I've seen from other people, like, the Zion cards in basketball were huge this year. And people wanted the base rookie, which I would consider the Alexa card on the far left as the base card. The other one looks like a parallel or possibly like an insert card.
This one right here, this is from
and which I think looks way cooler. Yeah, that's a way cooler card, but it's not the base.
Yeah,
so people don't.
It is a base set from that release.
Yeah, but not like flagship. That's what, like, people get stuck in their head. They need this flagship, what people are telling them, instead of looking outside the box. So, I don't know. I like that blue one.
It's a nice card. Same image, though, too. That's one way to shake it.
Other sports where someone has multiple releases from the same year, and to me, the market ends up deciding on which one that they really want. And
correct.
Figure that out. If there are multiple base cards of the same year, if we go back to baseball,
I stand corrected. That blue one is an insert. Stand corrected.
That's the one that people gravitated to.
Yeah, and it could be another thing, speaking of what you're just now talking about. So looking at those 3 cards right there that he had just had up, Topps is making all of them, and they're all in their own sets. So I guess you could compare that to a modern basketball product putting out Prism, Optic, and Chronicles. It's the same company putting it all out, and they all have their own rookie cards. Same could be said for these 3 right here, just as a comparison. I don't know. I'm always coming at it from a sports card perspective because I'm always like playing in both worlds. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like bridge the gap between people who don't want to talk about wrestling at all and people who've collected wrestling forever.
So in this case, and these came out in order from left to right. This would basically be this first card for her.
Yeah,
that's her first card.
First
Ruby
card
Riott.
Based on what, Tony?
That's her first card. That's the first card she's ever been on for Topps products. Apparently,
but they all came out in the same year.
They all came out in the same year. They came out in different dates.
But again, I don't think anyone looks at what point they came out during that year. So I think that's actually irrelevant.
So all 3 consider rookies?
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then you let the market dictate which one's the more valuable of the 3 rookies.
Exactly.
Yep.
Fair enough. That I can actually agree with. Yeah. again, like your
But
example
again,
with the
look
rugby
at all
cards.
three of those. They're all can be pulled from packs. They're all nationally distributed.
So nothing. Well, again, the market always dictates the value, anyways, like that. I'm not really just looking to distinguish what value is. Like, just what actually considers a rookie card, basically.
Correct.
I mean, does anybody want a rookie card of X-Pac?
Not unless it's like a player collector, which there are people. There's some people that collect some weird sports guys. I'm sure the wrestling ones are out there.
I mean, not a knock on X-Pac. I didn't mean it says an X-Pac.
Yeah,
I'm just saying comparatively to, like, a Hogan or an Andre or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that. Or,
yeah.
Today, I mean, we talked last time about, that 2002, WWE Royal Rumble says that's going to be prime for, it's going up already. That's a great class of rookies that year. I mean, we got Cena and Batista and Lesnar and Orton. I mean, those are 4 big names right there.
To be honest, just finding any unopened product for wrestling with 80s and 90s, it's tough. So if you want to pull your own pack issued cards of certain rookies, it's going to be a challenge to find it.
And I think the early 2000s are drying up too. And that's all.
That's kind of that's kind of where I draw the line on as far as stuff I'm buying. Like, that's right around the time I really lost interest in watching on a regular basis. So, but then I also looked and I'm like, okay, well, like, I believe Topps took over the WWE license in 2006.
2006.
And so 2002 backwards, like, yeah, we had different makers and everything, but it seems like all the print runs were really low on just everything. And it's hard to find any numbers that, dictate that, but
I take that back. Topps took over 2005 with their first Heritage set.
Was it a Heritage Chrome?
Yeah, no, Heritage Chrome came out in 06. Their original
06,
Heritage came out in 05.
Right.
Because Fleer had it up to 2004, which they put out their last Diva set. The last one they put out was, I believe, Diva. It's called WWE Divas 2005 was the last set that Fleer put out.
But the market has just been on fire, especially since COVID. Whether March, April, and there's a lot of non-wrestling collectors entering the market. So, at one point, a lot of this seemed pretty plentiful, but it's really not. And all of it, it took was just an influx of some other collectors, and we realized just how short supply a lot of this stuff is.
So Chuckster asked, he doesn't understand why Topps designates so many different cards as rookie all from the same year. Can someone clarify that for someone like him?
Again, bridging the sports card thing. So Panini owns pretty much all the basketball product. They have their own license to do the NBA cards, but they put out, like, a lot of people like to make fun of how many sets Topps puts out, but Panini's putting out that many of the same sets for basketball cards, and they can't keep them on the shelves. Again, because of the market. So you have one company that's putting out all these sets. That's kind of like what Topps is doing, but it just seems like the Topps products are so bland, with the exception of, like, Chrome, Finest, Transcendent, Undisputed. Those 4 really stand out, but the rest of them are just so bland, and it's just like a bunch of base cards, in my opinion.
But they put out so much as it is. I mean, it's just oversaturated.
Yeah, agree.
None of that stuff's going to hold any value over time.
Nope. No,
really
not except for the only thing that I see in Modern that is consistently holding value are those Kiss cards.
Yeah.
From the women, they're always, like, if you look up, like, the most recent sales on eBay or whatever, it's always like Hogan 82 and then some Kiss cards. It's crazy.
Yeah, but there's got to be a big difference in price from Hogan and that.
Yeah, it is. But just to see them up there in a product that's so overprinted like that, it's just kind of, I mean, it's cool to see it. I'm glad, good for them, but.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have dumped all those damn Kiss cards from Fleer back in the day then.
But to be honest, though, like, what we think might not be valuable, we're not quite sure. I know if I went back 20 years and I saw 85 Topps just on eBay for nothing, and I bypassed a lot of it, and I didn't stock up because I just thought it was always going to be there. And here we are. And those prices are crazy,
10 years ago, you're like, hey, it's Topps product. They're still printing that stuff, probably.
That's what I thought at one point. So I'm not ready to dismiss some of this stuff and just saying, oh, it's overproduced, because a lot of this wrestling product isn't produced at the amounts of other sports whatsoever.
It's nice to see older product that was considered dump product back in the day to get, now it's like, oh shit, now it holds some value. I mean, even Star Wars product, all those releases all got dumped.
Yep.
They all got dumped. So it's really hard to find, like I told you guys before, and the previous one with you and David, it's hard to find boxes that don't have that black mark across it. It's like that signified it was a dump product. So it's fun to see that the dump product now is like, holy shit, this stuff is valuable now.
Yeah, the 1998 Superstars.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people thought that product was really that great as far as the base cards to hold value, but now you have people actively searching for The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Cards in that set.
Are you guys talking about that Comic Images set, right?
Yeah, it's really thick cardstock too.
I actually just got, and I've never even seen this random thing, but somebody had all these in a lot with this like hard plastic thing, and it was like, I think $20 or $30, and I'm like, yeah, I better pick that up. And it even has some of the Scorpion King cards of The Rock in it, and I was like, oh, yeah. Cool, why not?
He even has his own promo. He's the only one that Comic Images put out that actually had a whole card set devoted to him.
Yeah, I've seen those floating around.
There was supposed to be autograph cards for that set that never got to his hands. They never got signed. There's blanks.
That seems to be a growing thing we're finding out.
Yeah. Well, Comic Images, there was a relationship with WWE at the time, or WWF at the time. It was a weird thing. So I had a really good relationship with Ron Ferrari, who was the editor for all the WWF cards back then. And then I've always been good friends with Alan Gordon and Hank from Comic Images at the time. And so they gave me all the information about that stuff, print runs, this, that, and the other, what happened to this, who didn't really sign, like who really signed stuff. Like we didn't tell anybody, but those Sable autograph cards were not signed by her.
If you know the print runs, do you know those right offhand, or do you have them?
Not from the just from the not from the actual how many cases they made, or how many sets they made. I don't know that.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I'm trying to look at, because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm always trying to figure out the market on stuff. Like these they're going up, but like I said, I paid, I don't know, $30 for all that. But then I've seen the one where I don't know what number it is. It's where the card where The Rock has Road Dogg up in Fireman's Carry getting ready to Simone drop him.
Yep.
That card I've seen raw going for like $70 or $80. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, is the print run really low on these things? Are they plentiful and we're just not seeing them? Like it's tough.
They're somewhere in the neighborhood of the Fleer stuff. Actually, might even be a little bit higher than Fleer stuff. I think Fleer printed out a little bit less of their product than I think Comic Images did.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
I'm actually trying to go back to that set right now. That was I'm pretty sure it's an early one, so because his first card is number 15, with the one you're talking about. He's doing the Samoan drop on.
Yeah, 15, and then the one where he's got the IC belt is 8.
Correct.
I thought that I saw that hard plastic case on eBay. I thought it was for, I don't know, maybe $50 or $60.
Yeah, I did not pay that.
Yeah, well, then that's his first official autograph card for that set as well. The fun thing about Comic Images product, that first product that came out, the autographs were not inserted in packs. It was a redemption card. The redemption card did not tell you who you got. You sent it in.
You just sent it in?
You just sent it in, and they would send you whatever. Could have been
right.
On the market for unopened boxes right now, Tony.
Yeah.
People thinking they're going to pull their Rock auto, not knowing that it's a redemption card.
It's a redemption card. I can actually try and find it if we still have it. I actually have a copy of the redemption card somewhere. But it was redemption. There it is. Yeah, it just says autograph redemption card. But let's see if I get this shared. I'll share it with you guys right now. It's a very generic card. Well, not really generic.
A little black card.
That's it. And the back would just say you're entitled to an autograph card, of a Superstars, WWF Superstars autograph card. That was it. Doesn't tell you who you got. You mail it in, and you could either get The Rock, you could get Road Dogg, you could get Owen Hart, you could get, you never know who you got. It was
So on the actual autograph cards, I've only seen a few of them and I can't remember. Does it actually say on the back, congratulations, authorized autograph, blah blah?
it
Yes.
does. Indeed,
Okay.
it does.
All right. Because I've seen some Owen Hart ones floating around and they just showed the front of it, not the back, and I was like, oh, I don't know about this.
You have to be careful of those. Yes, it does have a congratulations on the back of it. And there were actually 4 cards so far known to date. There's more, but I never could find out. They could never tell me because they forgot. Like, I don't know how they forgot, but right now, I'd imagine that Animal from LOD,
Yeah.
he signed but never got returned back to the company. So they're floating around out there as an authentic card that he signed. X-Pac was one as well. He never returned his back. There's an Undertaker one, and there's also a Mark Henry one as well.
Wow.
Those 4 never actually made it back to the company, and they're sold in the secondary market, and they're really hard to come by. And on WTC, we actually have the images of those cards.
Cool.
Which is, they did take those cards, and they basically were their base set cards, and they, on the front, the back is congratulations and all that stuff. They corrected that problem in the next release. They actually made them so the back actually has, everybody who signed got put in the packs. There was no redemptions. And those were carryovers. You can actually, when they did the Chrome SmackDown Chrome, those were carryovers as well. You can actually pull those same autograph cards because each person's had like 1,000 cards.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot of those autograph cards. So anybody who's looking for SmackDown cards, and the Hardy Boys would be pretty popular from that one as well.
Yeah. And those SmackDown Chrome cards are cool looking.
They're really cool. And they had like an extra 15 cards and ran out the card from whatever, 25 cards to make it a 100 card set instead of a 72 cards, whatever it is.
So how many autographed Rock cards do you think there are from 1998?
Very few. I'd say less than 100.
They've been on eBay they seem like they're always on eBay to some degree.
But you got to make sure they have that card back. You want to make sure when you're buying something like that from those products that you're asking to see the card back as well for that authentication on it, because it's the same card as the front card as at his card number 15. And those because they're thicker cards, they freight a lot in the ends too. So it's kind of hard to find good quality cards that.
Yeah, they're that whole set is so condition sensitive when you look up and that's another thing with wrestling in general is like, I don't know, just the card stock that seems like they're always used on is so terrible. And I don't know if maybe some of these printing companies that they use or even Topps maybe is like, oh, we're going to give them the lower grade. They're not real sport, but we're going to give all our good stuff to baseball. But I don't know. Have you guys noticed that? Or
well, I've noticed that a lot of the ones that seem, especially in wrestling cards, only wrestling. Because I'm not as I was younger, I collected baseball and basketball stuff like that. But I got out of that in 90. I think the last one I got was like the year or two after Griffey. I got a bunch of Upper Deck Griffey rookie cards I got because I used to live right next to the Upper Deck plant. So I would raid their garbage can. Weird story. I don't want to get into it. But it seems like the most of the cards from wrestling that come back like are really condition sensitive, as you say, are the ones that have full bleed fronts.
Yeah.
They don't have a white border because the white border ones would tend to have a little bit more, there's a little more mercy there, as opposed to those full bleeds. Royal Rumble's one of them. The Superstar set's another one of them. The SmackDown set's another. Those ones all are full bleed images like that, and they tend to have a lot of shavings on the edges.
Yeah, and even if the front appears good, you flip it on the back, and then you'll see all of that chipping.
Yep. Which is notorious for Royal Rumble, for that Royal Rumble set. You can have something that looks decent in the front going, this is a great fucking card. It's great. You turn it over and look in the back, and like, oh, you see all that fraying on the top edge like that. It's just, because it's a full bleed.
That's prevented me from getting some of that stuff just because I haven't been able to, acquire what I would want as far as a graded card. I
have noticed, and I can speak personally because I've sent some stuff to SGC because it was cheaper for me. I haven't sent stuff to PSA, and at the time PSA was way backed up. I did a whole video on my SGC stuff, which you can go check out on my channel. But anyway, I got a Randy Orton out of that 2002 set, and it had a little bit of chipping on the outside on the back, as you said, and it got a 9.5 out of 10. And I was like, okay, well, maybe they're taking things into consideration. But then I also started looking at the Rock football card, out of the magazine, for my, so, and then I started looking like if all of the little nubs are attached around the perforated paper, then it gets a higher grade than if some of those little things are missing. And I was like, so they're grading, it looks like they're grading some of these cards based on their own criteria, not like, say, this card compared to a basketball card or something from the same set. So that's something weird I picked up on.
So from the grade, I mean, I guess, well, PSA is a standard, is it not? I mean, why would anybody go anywhere else if PSA is the one that really is the standard?
SGC, I think, has been around for longer. SGC is cheaper. I personally like SGCs. I have a Road Warriors Carnation card I actually sent into SGC, and I like the black case. A lot of people don't. And these, the value on a lot of the SGC cases aren't as high as PSA, but it's kind of, I don't know, whatever. It's personal preference. BGS, Beckett does their grading too, and they are actually the ones that are kind of seem like they're falling kind of lower than the other two. But the reason I went with SGC at the time is because PSA was like million card backlog or something crazy at the time. So I was like, oh, I'll give SGC a try. And then I found out all the companies are so backlogged. So I haven't sent anything into anybody since.
I'm a PSA guy. I like participating on the registry.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that SGC lacks.
They have a registry now, but that's just now.
It's been a mess. I have cards that PSA doesn't grade, and I have them in SGC holders, and I registered my cards, but frankly, I don't even participate in it just because I just don't.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you talking anything.
Had a lot of issues for a long time, and the thing is what I like about PSA, one is I'm going to get the most out of my card, the most money out of my card if I do flip it than other holders in my experience. And then with Beckett, I do have some cards in Beckett, but I don't really like how thick those holders are.
I agree.
Like PSA, where you can hold the card, it's even though it's in a slab, it's something, it still kind of feels like a card. With Beckett, it's like I'm holding a mini brick.
Yep.
And even with just like with space issues, you get a couple thousand slabs around your office or, your spare room. I like that thinner slab and get the most money for my card.
I think the last graded card I had, because again, I've never submitted anything before. No, I take that back. When I had a booth at Frank and Son Collectibles Show in California, we had a Beckett grading booth there, and I became very good friends with the guy there. And I got into the Tiger Woods, craze thing so I was cracking boxes and boxes of that stuff, and I'd send it to him, and he'd grade them for me. But he'd pre-grade them for me and let me know what was worth sending in. And that was my only experience of ever sending anything in. But he made it simple. I just hand the cards, I paid him, and then he'd bring them back to me. But we're talking, 2001, 2002, or something like that. I don't know what it was. Whatever, 2010. I don't know what year it was. But he would make it simple for me. So now getting back into it. So the last wrestling card I had was great. Was a Stone Cold one at that 95 main event. I bought it that way from a collection. It was a 9.5 Beckett.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't sell that thing. I sold it like about like a year and a half ago, what it was. I couldn't sell it for $50.
Yeah.
What was something like that?
I subbed my first wrestling card in 2007. And, there were very few graded cards at the time. I'm not saying I was the first, but then I started making strict, wrestling submissions where if I was sending in 50, 75, 100 cards, and I was probably one of the only people to ever do that at that time. And I was just doing just because it was fun and, just something a little bit different. I had kind of collected everything that I felt like at the time that I wanted. And it was just to try to get the best. And then just kind of figuring out the registry and how addictive that is. And it just fit into my competitive personality. And then I just got hooked.
What was the turnaround time back then as opposed to now?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when you would sign up for your Collectors Club membership, you would get that back within like 2 weeks. Now, even with your Collectors Club, that could be 2.5 months. Some of these bulk submissions could take 6 months. Before, my record for waiting was 2.5 months, and that was forever. And I couldn't believe that it would take that long. But yeah, I've had some there at PSA now, and since June, I think I have about 12 orders there. Now I'm just throwing spaghetti on the wall. I'm just going to keep sending them, try to forget about them as much as possible. And
you're like, come on, PSA, do you know who I am?
I'm small fry compared to all those baseball card collectors and basketball and all that.
Yeah, but we're talking wrestling. We don't care about those guys.
Yeah.
We don't care about those guys. So you send a lot of other stuff too in sports wise, or just wrestling?
Me?
Both of you. Yeah, you.
I have only sent in wrestling because what I've kind of taken the approach that a lot of people in the sports card world are doing, and that's buying really cheap raw stuff, getting it graded, and then trying to flip it. Now let's see, I don't think I've actually sold any of the ones I listed. I haven't even listed, but like two like I think I had some Merlin Hogan stickers or something that I listed on my store. But I sent in a bunch of Cody Rhodes rookies and had them graded, thinking, I think I paid $1 for them. And this was when I'm talking like maybe 4 months ago, so it wasn't that long ago. And AEW keeps picking up. I'm thinking, okay, maybe those are going to pick up. I've got a stack of the O2 Fleer stuff that I'm going to send in. I sent in a bunch of Carnation stuff. Another thing I've noticed is it seems like from pretty much the Wonderama set backwards, it doesn't matter what the grade gets, because a lot of times that slab, no matter what company you go through, is an authenticity thing. And you're even looking at some of those 82, 83 All-Stars that are graded at a 1 or a 2, thousands of dollars. So that's one thing I like about wrestling, is you can just send it off and it doesn't even matter. I mean, if it gets a good grade, fantastic. But if it gets a lower grade, you're still going to make money on it, as opposed to sports cards where if you get a low grade on it, it's trash.
And I think that just has to do with supply.
There's
not that many wrestling all-stars. So just to get one slabbed and into your collection, I was never a person that ever thought of collecting a low grade, below a 5 or anything like that. But I'm seeing them sell.
Yeah, turnaround time is ridiculous. One guy, Barry on Facebook, says he just got back a set back from PSA. What was checked into PSA from January 29th.
Oh my word.
Barry Copel.
Yep.
Barry's a good dude. He's been sending in a lot of wrestling cards, and he really pushes the wrestling market as well. He has amazing collection of Hogan, Flair, Andre, even with a lot of modern stuff. Barry has it.
Nice. I think I've actually followed him on. I think he sent me a friend request, if I'm not mistaken. I should check that out on Facebook. I think he has a custom card of like a Sting, Luger, WCW autograph card. I think
he has a ton of autographs.
Yeah, I think that's what he had. So I don't think we're going to resolve anything when it comes to rookies like that. I do like the terminology of calling.
What I would say with rookies is there's that definition for, all sports cards, but I just don't really think it applies to wrestling. And I don't think it matters, frankly.
I think it matters. I think it matters from a seller standpoint, because I notice a lot of guys online will slab the term rookie on their listing and hopes to maybe push their price up.
Yeah, they'll also put PSA 10 in the comments, and it's clearly like, what are you doing?
Yeah, of course people are going to want to promote and push their product, and they want to throw a rookie. I mean, for me personally, I would laugh at someone if they say 87 Topps Andre the Giant rookie, even if it meets the definition. That's crazy,
I do like the term that maybe it should be universally looked upon in wrestling as first print, first card.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great term to use. And then also just, fuck it. Do what David Peck says. Just buy them all.
Buy them all. Yeah.
You can afford it. Buy them.
Just buy what you love anyways. I mean,
no one says that you have to buy rookie cards either. So
yeah, that's the thing with me. Like I showed, I'll get it back out if I can find it. Speaking of terrible BGS cases, the Hogan PMG, to me, I like this card better than the 82 Hogan, because I like that purple finish. I like that it's serial number to 125. It's an Upper Deck employee only exclusive. And it carries that little legend, the story of the 97 PMG basketball cards that everybody loves and talks about. So to me, this is not a rookie card. This is not really any majorly talked about card, but it's my favorite card. So I just buy cool stuff. Another thing, Road Warriors Prism sticker. I absolutely love these things. They're not rookie cards really, but they're awesome.
Well, somebody actually asked about that, by the way, since you just brought him up now for Road Warrior Animals. So yeah, any cool stories, cool cards, cool, the recent passing? I mean, anything you guys like to share about him?
I actually, I plug my social media again. You can go check my TikTok, and I think I have it on Instagram too. I put a little video on about just how it sucks when our childhood heroes pass, but we have them immortalized in cardboard. And I just did a quick scan of some of the Road Warrior stuff I have there. I've somehow ended up with a PC of Road Warrior slabbed cards. I love them.
I think they're cool.
Yeah. I actually sold my triple signed 1985 Road Warriors just last week, but I got $2,200 for it.
Wow!
But it was signed by Paul. And
those are hard to find too with the triple sign.
Yeah, so that's really an incredible item.
Yes,
I'm sure the person's really happy with that purchase this week. I mean, it's really unfortunate.
Someone says my favorite Road Warrior card I have is the 88 Wonderama number 30 signed by all three guys.
Yeah, that's an amazing.
That's actually, I think I still, I had, this is not number 30, but this is actually my favorite Road Warriors card because it just sums up them in one picture.
Oh, yeah. That's a great card.
It really does.
Yeah.
That is a great card.
And of course, the Carnation, too, from 1986.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's actually one of my low-key favorite wrestling sets. It's so small. It's got all the major stars and it's so wacky. I love it.
It's a beautiful card set, though.
And I think that's something that wrestling doesn't do a good job as far as a lot of the modern product is being too busy.
Agreed.
Sometimes simple is better sometimes. Simple is better.
I love simple.
82, 83 All-Stars. How simple can you get?
Yeah, I mean, that's why when I was trying to do a design for the Kevin Nash card, I'm hoping to get out here soon. It was I was beating my head trying to get that card back design done. I'm like, I'm making it too big. My partner goes, I think it's too busy. I think you're making it too complicated. And then some guy on Twitter who designed cards, sometimes simple is better. And he posted an example, and I go, fuck, that's it right there. Simple is better. And
especially if you're chasing autographs with some of those busy cards, that you can't get good ink on that card for it to show. So if you have a simple back, more of a lighter card, then that autograph's gonna pop.
Yeah, and speaking of simple and autographs, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I really like the Leaf set that they do of wrestling. It's just the picture of the guy, the name, the autograph, and shiny background or something, or colored. That's it. It's a good set, I think.
I enjoy them. I sat with a lot of those guys getting that stuff signed. So all the Jericho ones, put that deal together. I sat with Barry and Bill from Demolition and got those ones signed by them. And I mean, they're simple. I like them. I have some blanks around here somewhere that every signing that I sat with someone, I wouldn't take any of the number to 10s or 5. I'd take a common one, pop one out. I'll take that one. It's for I'm not getting paid to do this. I'll just go ahead and take this as my service. And I go, hey, I hope you don't mind. I left this one. Don't worry about it. So I've got some Steiner ones. I got a whole bunch of different ones laying around somewhere. But I like the Leaf ones, and that's kind of where I wanted to go with the card for WTC for the donation thing, was to kind of a little bit better on the art quality. I think a little.
Oh yeah, quite a bit better.
But I wanted to just, and then the back be simple and stuff like that. And I'm going to make the tier system coming up here in the next week. It's going to be a tier system. It's not going to be like a buy. I remember I think you sent me a message about a suggestion of doing a buy-in and then do a
and do it a break box style. Yeah.
And then my wife goes, man, if I paid $20 and got a common card, I'd be pissed off. I go, well, that's part of the gamble, And but I think I'm going to do a kind of like a Kickstarter type of thing. You pay for the one spot, that spot's gone now. It's the only one there is. And when I talked to Kevin, he just said, we came to a nice deal that's very favorable to me. So I'll send him the stuff, but I'm going to go. I'm actually going to talk to the guy who made those cards, who did these cards from the Gypsy Oaks. I feel like I'm giving free plugs all night. But I'm going to find out where he got them done. The stock is beautiful. I think it's a nice, not too thick, not too thin. It's exactly what I want. Actually, it's perfect size. I want.
That would be neat, signed by Hogan, and you can still have that, as an unlicensed product.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I've got. I took 3. It's a 6-card set with the characters in the back, but I didn't want anybody else besides. I said, well, maybe I might want Tyson, but I definitely want the Hogan. I said, get away, give me 3 and 3 instead of all the 6 different guys. So he gave me 3 and 3. So I think maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I will send one in.
Yeah, actually, David Peck made a deal with Jerry Lawler, and
I saw
that on Twitter. Yeah,
did a sketch card of his 1982 Wrestling All Stars and signed the back, and
that's amazing piece. It's amazing looking.
Yes,
that is a beautiful piece. Congrats to him. That's an awesome piece.
Yeah, he should be proud of that.
So for the WTC card, I hope to have a tier system put in place. Now that I know what my costs are, I'll have it done within a week. Kevin's out filming.
Awesome.
Right
I'm
now.
looking forward to this set. I'm probably more excited about buying these than I would be buying most other modern sets. Anyway, it's more fun. It's a chase.
It's not really a set. It might be a continuation of things. But this is
that's what I mean. Yeah.
And hopefully, if I raise enough money, all the money raised outside of printing costs are going to go right to the website and get us all redone, up to date. But if I can get 5 years worth, and is it really necessary for me to do another card in 5 years? Because to get 5 years worth of service through GoDaddy, to just pay everything in advance for 5 years and not worry about the site is about $800. If I can raise $800 with these cards and pay for 5 years, I really don't know if there's necessary to do another card for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it.
But I mean, if people want to donate, and I don't know what else to add to the site, I mean, I can find things about maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean, I could ask. I already talked to Kurt Angle about it. He said, just send me what you want me to send and sign, and I'll do it. So I got to talk to the artist to see if they'll do one. I don't know. I have people who would be willing to sign things. It's just a matter of do I really need to? I mean, if I get the site paid for, I'm not looking to make money off it.
Maybe not.
I don't want to be making money off it, really. I just want to, for the site. But that's pretty much all I have about for rookie cards, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Oh, I was going to ask about hot cards. So do you have any animal story at all? Have you ever met him? Rob?
I personally, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was unable to meet either of them. I do at PSA have the 1991 classic Legion of Doom dual signed there now, so I'm just crossing my fingers that it gets authenticated and slabbed, and
nice.
So I just kind of wait in suspense. So I let that 85 go, and I'm just trying to hold on to that 1991 dual card. So.
And you, Mr. Mourning?
I never got to meet them. They were already huge. My first Road Warriors memory was I had one of the AWA Road Warriors VHS tapes, and my dad worked overnights, and I was told, and I vaguely remember this, that I'd sit in the high chair and he'd just put the Road Warriors tape in, and when it ran, he'd get up and come and change it, and I'd just sit in the high chair all day and watch Road Warriors. So that's my longest memory of them, and I never got to meet them. I actually never even got to see them live because I don't get to go to that many live shows where I live. But, like I said, they are immortalized in cardboard, and I just love everything I'm able to buy. My most recent purchase, and I actually bought it the day that he was announced that Animal passed away, and it was a random purchase, was I think it's the 2013 Chicago National. They put out an Animal card because, Chicago, Legion of Doom, the gimmick hometown. And it was signed by him, and it was I don't know, $15 or something. So I was just I don't have this.
I think that was the card that I posted, saying, rest in peace. And I posted that card on Twitter. Yeah, it's a nice looking card.
Just a cool card that I'd kind of seen it floating around, but I was like, oh, I don't have this. So that was kind of my most recent Road Warriors purchase. Besides that Prism sticker, which I've been looking for forever. And again, right place, right time on eBay.
So in a way, you can kind of say that Road Warriors kind of babysat you when you were a kid.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Those and my Road Warriors figures, my Ric Flair AWA Remcos, and my Fabulous Ones figures. I was golden.
He's taken care of. He's in good hands.
Yep.
No one's gonna mess with him so yet.
Nope.
I had met him many times over the years, doing all the different conventions I've done over the years, like that, working with the talent that I've worked with. So, but I regret that. I'm like, I'll get a picture next time. I'll get a picture next time.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have a picture. David Porter will tell me if I have or not, because I don't recall ever taking one. Because he'll know.
I guess maybe if you a random off the wall thing, I do have one of his son's St. Louis Rams cards that I sent to him because I used to do a lot of through the mail stuff, and I sent it to him. I guess he works at a radio station in Ohio at the time, and he signed it and sent it back. So that's kind of a cool thing I could put with my Road Warriors cards.
There you go. It's a cool collectible right there for you.
Yeah.
Well, as anticipated, we were not going to resolve rookie statuses for anything. I didn't expect.
I think we're pretty close, actually. I think we pretty much came to an agreement. It's just maybe we're not all in agreement on what the market would say. You know what I mean?
Well, because the market's going to dictate that anyways, and that's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
And I've always known. I mean, I think everybody who's anybody would know that that's what happens. The market dictates what the value is going to be.
Yeah, yes, but I think also, and this is again looking from these people who just blindly are coming into the sports card world. They just latch on to whatever, anything anyone tells them. They don't even look at value or print runs or anything. They're just like, what do I buy? What is the flagship card? And people just gravitate to something. That's what they pick, and that's what they go. Meanwhile, the savvy people are outside buying short print stuff, more rare stuff, cooler stuff. So I think we're kind of all on the same page on that.
Yeah, basically, I think that's what people need to know too, because I think there's a lot of new collectors coming into it, into wrestling now. Again, because the pandemic obviously has caused people to really kind of go out and start collecting again, which is weird. I mean, I'm one of those guys now. Like, I'm sitting around in a house. What am I gonna do? Hey, let's start a goddamn YouTube channel. That sounds great. I mean, and now because of this, I want to collect again, and I'm looking forward to going to a card show. I'm not gonna be the eBay guy. I don't think. I don't think I'm really gonna try and keep off of eBay. I was a power seller on eBay for a long time with over 20,000 feedback, and I just it's too much anxiety for me. I just can't.
I've got to do eBay. That's the only way for me to get new.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm 100% the eBay guy, but I'm also, like I said earlier, I'm buying stuff like Masters of the Universe, TV trays, records, cassettes, sealed product, whatever, just to flip to then buy the cards that I want.
Oh, I see your Instagram videos like that sometimes too. Like your stories. I like your cassettes that you always put out there. It's like that.
Yeah.
I used to own that. I used to own that. I used to own.
Yep, and it's all about nostalgia and having fun.
I love them. I think they're really cool. So, well, I guess there we have it, guys. I mean, I don't really have any other.
Collect what you want.
You collect what you want, and enjoy it, and have fun with it, man.
Absolutely.
It's got me going back again. So.
That's what it's all about.
Guys. Well, until the next one, we'll come up and we'll talk again about something else, I'm sure.
All right,
awesome.
Sounds good.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks for guys being on. Talk to you later.